Okay. Next case is that of average debtor, case 1101111. Are there any creditors here in this case today? There are none. Is there a creditor here? Maybe stepped out. Okay. I've identified the debtor by an Oregon driver's license. The information matches that contained on the schedules. Do you have Social Security ID with you today, sir?
I forgot that.
You did, okay. Do you have a W-2 on you by chance?
No, I have a copy of my tax return, but no W-2.
Okay, well, a copy of the tax return won't do because that's a document you prepare or your tax preparer prepares and is not issued by the government. Do you have a Social Security card at home you could bring in?
Yes, I could.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do your hearing today, but on the record I'm going to continue it till my next hearing date, which is March 30th at 1:15 p.m. Sometime before that time you need to come to the office of the U.S. trustee, which is on the same floor, all the way around the other side of the building, and you need to go there during normal business hours and show them your photo ID and your Social Security card. Then you don't have to come back on the 30th of March.
Okay.
If you don't do that, you'd have to come back on the 30th of March at 1:15. If you don't do either of those, then I'd file a motion to dismiss your case. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Can you state your full name and address for the record, please?
Kelvin Dana Adkins Helderson. Oh, sorry. Average debtor. 10,015 Southwest Terwilliger Boulevard, Portland, Oregon, 97219.
Okay. I hear it's kind of hard to hear in the back, so I'm going to face this way a little bit as I ask the questions. Did you have a chance to read the information sheet prepared by the Office of the U.S. Trustee, front and back?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to read your bankruptcy schedules, meaning your petition schedules, statement of financial affairs, and related documents carefully before you signed them?
Yes.
Did you have help in preparing your bankruptcy documents?
Yes.
Who helped you?
Professor Richard Slotty at the Lewis and Clark Legal Clinic.
Okay. And did you review those documents carefully after he prepared them?
Yes.
And did you pay him any money to assist you in that preparation?
No.
And have you listed all of your assets and did you list all of your creditors?
Yes.
Okay. And is the information in those documents true and accurate as the date you filed this case, which was January the 27th, 2011?
Yes.
Have you filed all your tax returns that are due up through 2010?
I filed the 2010 return, but I have not filed my 2009 return.
Okay. And when do you anticipate you're going to be able to file that?
I just haven't filed it because all of the money would go to my domestic support child payments, child support payments that are delinquent.
Okay.
So I just haven't filed.
I don't remember seeing an exception in the tax code for not filing just because you may have the money go to your domestic support obligations. When do you think you'd be able to get those filed?
Probably next week.
Okay. You need to be aware that there's a provision in the bankruptcy code that allows the court to dismiss a case if all tax returns are not filed within a certain period of time after this meeting of creditors. So it's important to do that or you may face a motion to dismiss your case.
Okay.
Do you own any real estate?
I had a house, but I sold it in 2007. And after the cost of paying the mortgage and everything, I only got about $3,000 from it.
Okay. And is that the only real estate you've owned in the last 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. And do you own any vehicles?
Yeah, I have a 2008 Ford van.
Okay, and that's financed, correct?
Yes. It's worth about $11,000, and I owe approximately $9,567.
Okay, and are you current on those payments?
Yes.
And do you plan to keep the vehicle?
I do. I'm going to enter a reaffirmation agreement with the creditor.
Okay. And is the car fully insured?
Yes.
Do you own or have an interest in any other vehicles other than your van?
No.
Do you owe any domestic support obligations such as child support or spousal support?
Yes.
Okay, and to whom do you owe that support?
To Susie Detter, my ex-wife. I owe her $14,000 in delinquent child support that I'm paying through the state of Oregon Child Support Division.
Okay. I'm going to hand you a sheet that we call our domestic support obligation sheet. And have you filled that out completely?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll be sending a letter to the recipient of the support and the state agency that monitors the support within 3 business days of today, advising them of your bankruptcy. Then I will send a second letter when you receive your discharge, advising them that your discharge has been received and whether there are any debts that are non-dischargeable or that you've reaffirmed. Okay, do you own any boats, motors, or camp trailers?
No.
Do you own any collections, antiques, or valuable jewelry?
No.
Do you own any stocks or bonds or investment accounts?
I have an IRA.
Okay. And when was that funded?
Years ago, 2004.
Okay. And does anyone owe you any money?
My employer owes me wages from the last pay period.
Okay.
$217.
Okay. And do you have any claims or lawsuits you can file against anyone, such as personal injury claims or employment claims?
No.
And was anyone garnishing your bank account or your wages within 90 days of your bankruptcy?
No.
And have you paid any money to friends or family members other than for nominal holiday gifts in the last 2 years?
No.
Did you pay any one creditor more than $600 within 90 days of your bankruptcy?
No.
And have you been a party to a divorce or separation proceeding within the last 4 years?
Yes.
And does your ex-spouse owe you any money or property?
No.
Was there a property settlement as part of your divorce, or did you each just take your own stuff and go your separate ways?
We each took our own stuff and went our separate ways.
Okay. Have you owned or operated your own business in the last 6 years?
Yes. I operated a craft supply business. From 2006 to 2008, I was a sole proprietor, and I have no remaining accounts receivable or inventory from that.
And no other assets
No.
from that business?
No.
And have you given away, sold, or transferred any assets in the last 4 years other than for normal holiday gifts?
No.
Other than the house we've already talked about?
Yeah,
correct?
just the house.
Okay.
Just that.
And have you ever filed for bankruptcy before?
Yes. I filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy in 1999.
And did you receive your discharge?
Yes, in the beginning of 2000.
Okay. Any other filings?
No.
Okay, then other than your personal items such as clothing and furnishings, have we discussed all of your assets today?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I see you brought with you here a bank account statement. You have the one bank account, is that right?
Yeah, for the U.S. Bank checking account.
Okay. And what about a pay stub? Did you bring the pay stub with you today?
I don't think I did.
Okay. So what I would need is your pay stub covering the date of filing, meaning that the pay period for the time period in which you filed your bankruptcy. So if you or your counsel could get that to me by email or fax, and if not, then that'll be part of the hearing on the March 30th. But otherwise, I'd like you to get that to me within a week. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, are there any creditors in attendance today?
Nope.
If there were, what would happen?
If there were, I'd have them come up. There's a microphone right here. They're welcome to ask any questions that relate to the assets and the liabilities of the debtor. If there's ongoing litigation, for instance, a domestic dispute or some type of potential non-dischargeability claim, this is not the forum to come and conduct a deposition of the debtor. So if you have if the creditor has basic questions, I'm happy to entertain those. Because we handle anywhere from 5 to 8 of these every hour, we don't have a lot of time to turn it into a deposition, so I'll politely ask if the questions go too far in terms of a deposition that they schedule their own 2004 exam at a time convenient to the debtor. And So, because oftentimes the debtor may even be represented by counsel in that proceeding that's not even here. So it would be unfair to the debtor to have this be used as a deposition in a related but different case. Okay, so I'm going to conclude the hearing for today. I'm going to continue it on the record until March 30th at 1:15 for Social Security ID purposes, and assuming you do that and you send me your pay stub, I'm going to declare this to be a no asset case once you've done that. Okay, thank you very much.